Hello children, I have a beautiful quote for you. Don't give up. The beginning is always hard, but the easiest one in the hardest is our English language. Happy to meet you all in English class. Today we are going to see the revision class of the poem The Shed. The motive of the poem is make learners to know what is shed, about the shed and its significance. Shed is a small building often made of wood, used especially for storing things or to get rid of something, replacing that is not wanted or which is no longer necessary. Do you have shed in your home? Yes, no, yeah, some may have and some may not have sheds. Oh, is it necessary to have shed in our home? No, it is not necessary. Then why somebody has shed in their home? It is not necessary or compulsory to have shed in our home, but it has some advantages to keep or to maintain sheds. What are those advantages? Shall we see about it? Yes. If our home overflowing with extra stuff, we cannot find enough space. Now we have to solve this problem. Having shed in our home is the best solution because shed provides us a storage space in our home. If you start using shed, you may get surprised how many extra room we have in our house. We can use shed for keeping power tools, gardening tools, sports gear or the kids' toys. You can enjoy more space which is cleaner. Even we can feel like more organized home. It provides us safety place too. It gives us a place to store potentially hazardous materials away from children and pets. By keeping these products outside our home, we can reduce the risk of an accident. A shed does not have to be just for storage. Then what else we can use for? We can use our shed as a workshop, a playhouse for our kids or a home office and also many. The usage of possibilities are endless. As a kitchen, living room, dining hall, shed is also most important one in our home. Now we get a new perspective about shed, isn't it? Yes. Now we can see about the poem. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I will open the door one day. There is a shed at the bottom of our garden with a spider's web hanging across the door. The poet talked about a shed in his garden. There is a shed at the bottom of the garden. A spider's web is seen hanging across the door. If the shed has a spider's web, then it might be the old and unused shed. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. Hardly anybody goes inside the shed. Therefore, The hinges or the door joints have rusty and creak in the wind, make a lot of noise whenever the wind makes them move. The creaky sound of the rusty hinges attracts the poet's attention. When I am in bed, I lie and I listen. I will open the door one day. When the poet is peacefully lying in the bed, he sometimes hears noises from the shed. He has a desire to open the door. There is a dusty old window around at the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. I often think there is someone staring at me each time that I pass. I will peep through that window one day. The poet is in the relaxed mood. As he is now in bed, he plans to satisfy his curiosity to see what is hidden inside the shed. There is a dusty old window around at the side with 3 cracked panes of glass. The shed has a dusty old window on its side. 3 glass panes of the window are broken. Whenever the poet passes through the shed, he gets the feeling as if someone is staring at him. I often think there is someone staring at me each time that I pass. To find out who is staring at him, that each time he passes, the poet wishes to peep inside the shed. I will peep through that window one day. What is peep? Peep means look quickly. My brother says there is a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. But I will take a peek one day. The poet's brother frightens him by saying that a ghost lives inside the shed. See the line? My brother says there is a ghost in the shed. Where is the ghost? The ghost hides under the rotten floorboards. You know rotten? Yes, rotten means which is decayed. If the poet enters the shed, the ghost may attack on him. That means the ghost would chop off his head. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he will jump out and chop off my head. See the 4th line? He will jump out and chop off my head. Who is he? Here, he refers the ghost. The poet is partially frightened, but he does not completely believe his brother, and he has a plan to look through the broken window one day. I will take a peek one day. Peek means glance quickly. He still wished to one day step inside the shed and see for himself. I know that there is not really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web. Since I do not know when I will go into that shed one day. Soon, but not just yet. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web. Since I don't know when I will go into that shed one day, soon, but not just yet. The poet says that there isn't really a ghost. His brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. The poet is able to overcome his fears. He understands that there is actually nobody inside the shed who stares at him or makes those strange noises. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises. Therefore, very soon they would be able to set in food inside the shed. However, he says that this cannot happen immediately, and he does not know when it is going to happen. Since I do not know when, I will go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. He determined to go into the shed one day. At last, the poet overcomes his fear by saying that he will enter the shed one day soon. Now, it's a time to learn a meaning for new words. What is the first word? Crack. What is meant by crack? Crack means broken. Crack means to break. Broken is a past form of break. To break or to make something break so that a line appears but without breaking into pieces. It's a crack. Crack means a break, but it is not completely broken into pieces. See the image. The glass has a break, but it is not broken into pieces. Example, a cracked bell can never sound. That means the bell is cracked. We can use it, but it won't sound well because it was cracked. The vessel is cracked, but it can still hold water. The vessel has only crack, so it can hold water in it. The vessel is not completely broken into pieces, so we can use it, but it has a crack. Do you understand what is crack? Creak. C-R-E-A-K. Creak. First one we saw crack. C-R-A-C-K. Crack. Now it is creak. C-R-E-A-K. Creak. Creak means noisy sound. N-O-I-S-Y. Noisy sound. We know noisy. Noisy means which is unpleasant to hear. That is noisy. A sound which is unpleasant to hear, it is noisy sound. We can call creak. C-R-E-A-K. Creak. An example, the gate gave a loud creak as he pushed it open. When he pushed the gate to open it, it gave a loud creaky sound. That means noisy sound. Why did the gate give a creaky sound? Because that might be old and it may not used for a long time, so it gave a creaky sound. Usually this creaky sound we can hear it when we open the door or gate. Am I right? Even if it is not old. The machines continued to creak. We can hear the machine's creaky sound in old transportation like a bus, bike, car and so on. Have you heard that sound in the old transportation machines? Yes. I think now you understood what is meant by creak. Shall we see the third one? Third one is rotten. R-O-T-T-E-N. Rotten means decaying. D-E-C-A-Y-I-N-G. Decaying. Both rotten and decaying are same. What is meant by rotten? Rotten means which is old and not fresh enough or good enough to use. That is rotten. Decaying means to become bad or be slowly destroyed. That is decaying. You can see the rotten apple image or decaying image of apple in the screen. The apple is in a decaying condition. That means the apple is in a rotten condition. See the image? That is rotten apple. One more example. The decaying leaves in the garden are actually good for it and make the soil richer. Decaying leaves are good for garden. Why? Because it makes the soil richer. And do you know how? Yes, because leaves are packed with trace minerals. If you add shredded leaves to your garden, you can get back valuable nutrients and minerals into your soil from decaying leaves. So, it is good for garden. What is the fourth one? Peek. Peek means look in. Peek means to look at something quickly and secretively. That is peek. Look in means a brief glance, seeing in short time, unknown to anyone. That is look in. Example, close your eyes. Don't peek. I have got a surprise for you. What's that mean? Close your eyes. Don't peek. That means don't look quickly or secretively. Don't open your eyes because I have got a surprise for you. One more example. I took a peek at the list. I took a glance at the list secretively. Glance means seeing in short period. That is glance. I made a glance at the list quickly and secretively. Do you understand what is meant by peek? Yes. Shall we see the next one? Good. Fifth one is listen. Listen means concentrate on. Only when you are focusing or concentrating, that will be considered as a listen, which means focusing on something carefully. That is called listen. Example, you should listen to the advice of your elders. You should focus carefully on the advice of your elders. One more example, calm down and listen to me. We have here this summer, right? Calm down and listen to me. Where did you hear it? Can you remember? Yes, it's often used by your teachers, right? In the classroom. Can you remember that? At the time of taking class, some may making noise or you may do some other things instead of listening. At the time, the teachers may use this calm down and listen to me. Okay, are you clear about these 5 synonyms? Yes. Shall we write this in our classwork notes? Are you ready? Take the classwork notes. In the index page, you write serial number and today's date. Now, write the topic Poem 3, The Shed. We have completed the index page, so we can take the fresh page of your classwork notes. Write the heading Poem 3 The Shed in the center of the first line and write today's date. Write synonyms synonyms. See the screen and write the word synonyms. Write S in capital. The first letter of a word for every synonyms should be in capital. You should write the first letter of the synonym in capital. Leave a line. Write the first word cracked. C-R-A-C-K-E-D. Cracked. Cracked means broken. B-R-O-K-E-N. Broken. Broken means damaged. After a line, now write the second synonym creak. C-R-E-A-K. Creak. Put hyphen and write noisy sounds. N-O-I-S-Y. Noisy. S-O-U-N-D. Sound. See the image and write creak, noisy sounds. What's the third synonym? It is rotten. Rotten means decaying. Leave a line. Now write rotten. R-O-T-T-E-N. Rotten. Put hyphen and write decaying. D-E-C-A-Y-I-N-G. Decaying. Rotten, decaying. Fourth synonym peak. Peak means looking. P-E-E-K. Peak. Leave a line. Write the word peak. P-E-E-K. Peak. Write the letter P in capital. Put hyphen and write looking. L-O-O-K. Look. I-N in. Fifth synonym listen. Listen means concentrate on. L-I-S-T-E-N. Listen. Hyphen C-O-N-C-E-N-T-R-A-T-E. Concentrate. O-N on. Listen means concentrate on. Have you written without any mistakes? Okay. Shall we recall the synonyms? Good. What's the first one? Cracked. Cracked means broken. Second one is creak. Creak means noisy sound. Third one is rotten. Rotten means decaying. Fourth one is peak. Peak means looking. Fifth one, listen. Listen means concentrate on. Along with the synonyms, shall we see some antonyms word? Yes, we have antonyms too in the poem The Shed. Are you ready? Good. First antonym, strange. The antonym for strange is usual. What is usual? That you have seen or visited before or regularly, which is what we are using, seeing or visiting regularly. These are all called usual. Unusual means the just opposite, that you have not seen, visited, met before or regularly, what you are not doing, that is called unusual. Strange means unusual. The opposite for unusual is usual. What's the spelling for usual? U-S-U-A-L. Usual. Example: he has some very strange ideas about protecting the children. That means he has unusual ideas about protecting the children. Everyone has common ideas about how to protect our children, but he has very strange ideas, which is very new or unusual ideas about protecting the children. Strange ideas, unusual ideas. Next example: I need to go out to get some strange experience. To get new experience or unusual experience, I want to go out to get the different, strange, unusual experience. What is the opposite for strange? It is usual. If we want to use that word usual in this sentence, I need to go out to get some usual experience like walking or doing exercise. Often we get only the usual experience. So if I go out also, I will get only the usual experience, not a strange one. Second antonym. Second antonym is often. The opposite for often is rarely or seldom. SELDOM, seldom. What is often? Often means many times. What we are doing or repeating, it is called often. Frequently. Frequently means regularly or like habitually we are using, that is called often. The opposite is rare. Rare in use, which means not usually, not regularly, not repeatedly or habitually. That is called rare. We can say it as seldom. SELDOM. Rare or seldom. If we see the example, you can understand easily. Often she commits spelling mistakes. That means continuously, repeatedly, regularly she is committing spelling mistakes. So we have used the word often. Opposite means rare. Rare, she commits spelling mistakes. It's very rare to find mistakes in her spelling. That means rare. It is not usual. The city bus often comes late. It is a usual, a frequent thing which the city bus has comes late. So we have used the word often. In opposite, the city bus comes late in very rare. That means it is not a continuous process or a usual one which the city bus arrives late. Are you clear? Shall we see the third antonym? Okay. The third antonym is hide. The opposite for hide is expose. 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 What is meant by hide? To cover or keep something or somebody so that it cannot be seen by anyone or it cannot be found. That is hide. Expose means just the opposite. To show something which can be found. That is expose. Now you can see the examples to understand this easily. First example, she did not want to expose her true marks to her family. She did not want to show her original marks to her family due to any reasons, but she did not want to show the true marks. In opposite, she wants to hide her true marks to her family. That means they should not find her true marks by her family. Second example, he tried to hide his anger. That means his anger should not be seen by anyone. So he tried to hide his anger. In opposite, he tried to expose his anger. Everyone comes to know about his anger. That means he wants to show his anger. Are you clear? Shall we go to the fourth one? Fourth one is staring. 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 Opposite for staring is glancing. 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 Staring means to look at somebody or something for a long, that is staring. Glancing means To look quickly in a short time, not in a long time. To look quickly in a short period, that is glancing. Example, he was just staring at the floor for a long time. He was just staring at the floor for a long time. One more example, I was staring at the TV screen. Usually we do this in our home. Am I right? Yeah, we keep on staring at the TV screen or the computer screen. It's a common thing. That means looking at the screen continuously for a long time. That is staring at the TV screen. To say this in opposite was glancing at the TV screen. That means I was just make a quick look at the TV screen, not watching it for a long period, just have a look on the screen. That is glancing. Is it easy to understand? Do you able to find the difference between staring and glancing? Shall we see the next antonym? Yes. The last antonym is rotten. Opposite for rotten is fresh. We have seen this word rotten in synonym itself. Do you remember? Yes. What is rotten? Rotten means which is suffering decay, which is almost destroyed. That is rotten. What's the opposite for rotten? It is fresh. Fresh, newly made or recently made, which is not old, a new one. That is fresh. And also which is in good condition. That is also fresh. Example, the rotten fruits are not good for health. That means decaying fruit is not good for health. What is the opposite? The fresh are good for health. The fruits which are in good condition is good for health. One more example was served fresh in the function. Do you know meal? M-E-A-L. Meal means food. The food was served fresh in the function. Freshly prepared meal was served in the function. Newly prepared, recently prepared meal was served in the function. All the antonyms are easy, right? Yes. It's time to write these antonyms in our classwork notes. Take your classwork notes, leave a line under heading antonyms. A-N-T-O-N-Y-S, antonyms. Remember, begin the first letter of all the antonyms in capital. After you have written the antonyms, leave a line, write the first one, strange. S-T-R-A-N-G-E, strange. Put hyphen and write usual. U-S-U-A-L, usual. Leave a line. Now write the second one, often. O-F-T-E-N, often. Write O in capital. Put hyphen and write rarely. R-A-R-E-L-Y, rarely. Slash seldom. S-E-L-D-O-M, seldom. Now leave a line. Write the third antonym, hide. H-I-D-E, hide, hyphen and write expose. E-X-P-O-S-E, expose. Leave a line and write the fourth one, staring. S-T-A-R-I-N-G, staring, hyphen, glancing. G-L-A-N-C-I-N-G, glancing. If you have any doubt, see the screen and write the words. Leave a line. Now write the fifth word, R-O-T-T-E-N, rotten, hyphen, fresh. F-R-E-S-H, fresh. Have you completed the antonyms? Shall we recall it? Good. What is the first antonym? Strange. The opposite for strange is usual. Second one, often. 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 Often means rarely or seldom. Rarely hyphen seldom. Third one is hide. Opposite for hide is expose. Fourth one is staring. Opposite for staring is glancing. Fifth one, rotten. Opposite for rotten is fresh. Now we can see some short questions which has taken from the poem The Shed. Why were the hinges of the door rusty? Since the doors were not opened for a long time, its hinges would have become rusty. The door was not opened for a long time. It was not in use like irons, rods. If it was not in use, it would become rusty. Like that, the hinges would become rusty. What is the speaker plan usually? Answer. The speaker generally plans of going inside the shed. Usually, the speaker plans to go inside the shed. He lies on the bed and he thinks of going inside the shed. This is the speaker's usual plan. The speaker generally plans of going inside the shed. Third question. Why is the poet's desire to visit the shed gets postponed and delayed? The poet planned to enter the shed, but he was not very confident. So, he seems to have delayed his plan. Why is the poet's desire to visit the shed gets postponed and delayed? Because the poet has the desire. He has the wish to enter the shed, but he was not confident in it. He don't have the enough confidence to enter into the shed. So, the poet's desire was postponed and delayed. What is postponed? Postponed means not happen immediately. Planned to act later. Postponed. 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 Poet planned to enter the shed, but was not very confident. So, he seems to have delayed his plan. Fourth question. What harm will the ghost cause to the poet if he enters the shed? The poet's head will be chopped by the ghost if he dares to enter the shed. If the poet dares to enter the shed, his head will be chopped off by the ghost. Chop means cut into pieces. Chopping vegetables. Cutting vegetables into pieces. If the poet gets confident and he dares to enter the shed also, his head will be chopped off. Answer. The poet's head will be chopped off by the ghost if he dares to enter the shed. Fifth question. What is the presence of a spider's web show? Answer. The presence of a spider's web shows that the place was not often visited and was an ignored part of the house. We can see the spider's web in the place which was not visited frequently. Due to unusage of that place, the spiders start to work, and we can see the spider's web in ignored part of the house also. So, the answer is the presence of a spider's web shows that the place was not often visited and was an ignored part of the house. Have you all understand the question and answers? Is it easy for you? Okay, now we can write the short questions in your classwork notes. Take your classwork notes. You have written the antonyms, right? After the fifth antonym, leave a line and write the heading short questions. Leave a line, then write the first question. Why were the hinges of the door rusty? Put question mark. Begin the first letter of the questions and answers in capital letter and keep full stop at the end of the answer. After completing the question, put question mark. You have written the first question. The next line, you write the answer for that question. Since the doors were not opened for a long time, comma, its hinges would have become rusty. R-U-S-T-Y, rusty. Keep full stop. Leave a line, then write the second question. What does the speaker plan usually? Question mark. Write the answer. The speaker generally plans of going inside the shed. Keep full stop. Now we can write the third question. What is the third one? Why is the poet's desire to visit the shed gets postponed and delayed? Question mark. Write the answer in next line. What is the answer? The poet planned to enter the shed, but he was not very confident, comma, so he seems to have delayed his plan. Full stop. What's the answer? The poet planned to enter the shed, but he was not very confident, so he seems to have delayed his plan. Next, fourth question. What harm will the ghost cause to the poet if he enters the shed? Question mark. Answer. The poet's head will be chopped off by the ghost if he dares to enter the shed. See the question and answer again. What harm will the ghost cause to the poet if he enters the shed? Question mark. The poet's head will be chopped off by the ghost if he dares to enter the shed. Full stop. Okay, now we shall write the fifth question. What is the presence of a spider's web show? What does the presence of a spider's web show? Question mark. The presence of a spider's web shows that the place was not often visited and was an ignored part of the house. The presence of a spider's web shows that the place was not often visited and was an ignored part of the house. Write neatly without any spelling mistakes. If you have a doubt, see the screen and write. Today's revision class is over. I meet you in next class. Take care of your health. Be safe and be happy.